How do I tell if I'm in the office and I have a colleague who's, maybe the person's lost their father, lost a mother, so you understand that they are mourning and so they are unhappy. But how do I know that, okay, this is gone beyond normal, human behavior, so that I can recommend that as a manager, this person needs to seek, I can speak to HR and say, look, this person needs to seek professional help. How do I tell?
Okay, so with that, like, there are some things that you need to know about depression. So depression, before someone is diagnosed with depression, it comes with low mood.
Okay.
So persistent sadness over a period of 2 weeks, as she mentioned. So it must be persistent. That means every day of the 2 weeks, the person must be in that.
When somebody's lost their loved one, it's normal that for 2 weeks, if the person's not been buried, I'm going to be thinking about it. They'll be stealing themselves to go and cry and come back and all of that.
So that is the grief moment.
Yes.
So grief moment, okay.
Yes, so we deal with grief
Differently.
Okay. We deal with grief differently. But when this one is persistent, because as for grief, we understand that it's normal to grieve over a lost relative or loved one. But here's the case, even with the grief, you have stages. But if you are not able to come out of it, and it persists, it will lead to depression.
There are some people who, like, they've lost their loved one, but they are not grieving. Like, they are putting up a front, like they are okay. Like, you can tell that it's a front. Like, once you speak to them intimately, you can tell that, their tear glands just opens and they are crying. But, in front of people, they're acting all strong. Can that also lead to depression when you suppress your feelings?
What I would say is we have defense mechanisms that we use to protect our emotions. Okay. So the person might be using one of them or some of them to control or protect his or her emotions. Okay. So, like you mentioned suppression, we have repression. So it's there. Yes, I've lost this person, but because I don't want other people to notice it, or I don't want to feel sad or bad myself, to be able to go about my daily activities, I try to hide it subconsciously, so that I don't think about it. So they rather want to get themselves busy doing a whole lot of things that are not even necessary. You find them doing all those things just so that they don't feel sad about what is going on. It doesn't mean that they are not sad. So the moment that they are not doing anything, they are idle, and then it comes back. It comes back in their thoughts. They start thinking about it and they start crying and all that.
But is it a good thing to do? Like, don't you allow yourself to just cry it out,
So, yeah, it's not so much of a good thing, but like she mentioned, it's a defense mechanism. And it's the way your psyche tries to protect yourself from some significant distress. So in that, I mean, you could suppress your emotions for some time, but at a point in time, you mentioned in talking to the person, maybe intimately, the person gets to express their emotion, cry out. So when that happens, you kind of put yourself through certain sort of stress. And this stress might not be good for you and can lead to you having a condition, either physical or psychological conditions.
Okay.